Evening, my little angel. During the last story time, we experienced with Tottochan and Rocky moments of anxiety, fear, and emotion. In addition to the point we should know to protect ourselves when playing with pets, we have also seen in Tottochan what is called true friendship and care, a thing that always comes naturally and abundantly to you children, without even needing to be taught. When we genuinely love and care about one, we will protect one the way Tottochan covered Rocky from being scolded. When we learn to love what we have never loved and appreciate what we previously valued less. Love and care is a thing that, I think, exists without having to learn to know it. When it appears, we will recognize it. My little angel, come to feel it. Have you ever known any similar sentiments around you? And now, let us come back to the rest of previous Tottochan chapter and one more new. Sports Day Part 2 and the poet Issa. To summarize the previous part, the annual Sports Day at Tomoe School was held with events that brought the spirits of sports and united everyone to attend it, including pupils, teachers, and parents. The first sports day at school that Tottochan experienced was a beautiful sunny day that excited everyone. Tottochan was so happy that she even wanted to wear special clothes to attend the convention. That will be what we will see in the next part we come into now. Tottochan wore navy blue shorts and white blues, although she could have preferred to wear athletic bloomers. She longed to wear them. One day after school, the headmaster had been giving a class in ceramics to some kindergarten teachers, and Tottochan was very taken with the bloomers some of the women were wearing. What she liked about them was that when the women stamped their feet on the ground, the lower thighs showing beneath the bloomers rippled in such a lovely grown-up way. She ran home, got out her shorts, put them on, and stamped them on the floor. But her thin, childish thigh didn't ripple at all. After trying several times, she concluded it was because of what those ladies have been wearing. She asked what they were, and Mother explained they were athletic bloomers. She told Mother she definitely wanted to wear bloomers on a sports day, but they couldn't find any in a small size. That was why Tottochan had to make to do with shorts, which didn't produce any ripples, alas. Something amazing happened on sports day. Takahashi-kun, who had the shortest arms and legs and was the smallest in the school, but came first in everything. It was unbelievable. While the others were still creeping about inside the car, Takahashi-kun was through it in a flash, and while the others only had their heads through the ladders, he was already out of it and running several meters ahead. As for the relay race up the assembly hall steps, while the others were clumsily negotiating them a step at a time, Takahashi-kun, his short legs moving like a piston, was up them in one spurt and down again like a speeded-up movie. "We've got to try and beat Takahashi-kun," they all said. Determined to beat him, the children did their utmost, but tried as they might, Takahashi-kun won every time. Tottochan tried hard too, but she never managed to beat Takahashi-kun. They could outrun him in the straight stretches, but lost to him over the difficult bits. Takahashi went up to collect his prizes, looking happily and as brown as sponge. He was first in everything, so he collected prize and prize. Everyone watched enviously. "I'll beat Takahashi-kun next year," said each child to himself. But every year it was Takahashi-kun who turned out to be the star athlete. And now the prizes too were typical of the headmaster. The first prize might be a giant radish. The second prize, 2 buttock's roots. 3 prize, a bundle of spinach. Things like that. Until she was much older, Totto-chan thought all schools gave vegetables for sports day prizes. In those days, most schools gave notebooks, pencils, and erasers for prizes. The Tomoe children didn't know that, but they weren't happy about the vegetables. Totto-chan, for instance, who got some burdock's roots and some onions, was embarrassed about having to carry them on the train. Additional prizes were given for various things, so at the end of sports day, all the children at Tomoe had some sort of vegetable. Now, why should children be embarrassed about going home from school with vegetable? No one minded being sent to buy vegetables by his mother, but they apparently found it good look out carrying vegetables home from school. A fat boy who won a cabbage didn't know what to do with it. "I don't want to be seen carrying this," he said. "I think I'll throw it away." The headmaster must have heard about their complaints, for he went over to the children with their carrots, radishes, and things. "What's the matter? Don't you want them?" he asked. Then he went on. "Get your mother to cook them for your dinner today. They're vegetables you earned yourselves. You have provided food for your families by your own efforts. How's that? I'll bet it tastes good." Of course, he was right. It was the first time in her life, for instance, that Totto-chan had ever provided anything for dinner. "I'll get mother to make spicy burdock," she told the headmaster. "But I haven't decided yet what to ask her to make with the onions." Whereupon the others all began thinking up menus too, describing them to the headmaster. "Good, so now you got the idea?" he said, smiling so happily that his cheeks became entirely flushed. He was probably thinking how nice it could be if the children and their families ate the vegetables while talking over the sports day events. He was undoubtedly thinking especially to Takahashi-kun too, whose dinner table could be overflowing with first prizes, and hoping the boy would remember his pride and happiness and winning those first prizes before developing an inferiority complex about his size and the fact he could never grow. And maybe, who knows, the headmaster had thought up those singularly Tomoe-type events just so Takahashi-kun would come first in them. The children liked to call the headmaster Issa Kobayashi. They even made up affectionate verses about him like the following. "Issa Kobayashi, Issa's our old man with his bald head." That was because the headmaster's family name was Kobayashi, the same as that of the famous 19th century poet Issa Kobayashi, whose haiku he loved. He quoted Issa's haiku so often that the children felt as if Issa Kobayashi was just as much as their friend as Sosaku Kobayashi, the headmaster. The headmaster once improvised a melody for one, and they all sang it. "Come and play with me, little orphan, sparrows for mother lets you be." The headmaster often held haiku classes, although they were not a formal part of the curriculum. Totto-chan's first effort at composing haiku described her favorite comic strip character, Norakuru, a stray black dog who had joined the army as a private and gradually earned promotion despite the ups and downs in his career. It ran in a popular boys' magazine. Stray Dog Black sets off for the continent now that he had been demobilized. The headmaster said, "Try making up an honest, straightforward haiku about something that isn't your thoughts." You couldn't call Tottochan's a proper haiku, but it did show what sort of thing impressed her in those days. Her haiku didn't quite conform the good 575 syllable form. Hers was 577. But then Issa's one about the fledgling sparrows in Japanese was 587, so Totto-chan thought it could be alright. During their walks to Kuhanbasu Temple, or when it rained and they couldn't play outdoors but gathered in the assembly hall, Tomoe's Issa Kobayashi would tell the children about haiku. He also used haiku to illustrate his own thoughts about life and nature. Some of Issa's haiku might have been written especially for Tomoe. The snow falls, and suddenly the whole village is full of children. Japan has haiku, Vietnam has 6/8 poetry. But no matter what type of poem it is, poetry also symbolizes the recognition of the beauty of the soul. Have you ever composed poetry? Try it when you can. For now, let's go to bed early. Today's story time is over. I wish my little love a good night's sleep. Kiss you long on your forehead. See you again next time.